All right, welcome to the recap episode 24. I am your host, Sexy Harlem 125, and I didn't come live yesterday. Yesterday was Father's Day, so I said, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'll push it back to today, and that's exactly what I did. So, like I said, I am your host, Sexy Harlem 125, and I am here to do the recap for the questions of the day from last week, which was 6/9/25, 6/11/25, and 6/13/25. I put up the questions of the day every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4 o'clock. Today is Monday, and today's question of the day is going to be late because I'm here with you all. Okay, so, and that's my bad. So, hey, Sonia J, how are you? I hope you're doing well on this Monday. Before I do the recap, I usually start off with what I did for the week. And I'm kind of pissed off at myself because I had a DMV appointment today to get my real ID, and I had to cancel it because I couldn't find my birth certificate. Now, I didn't lose it. I know it's in this house somewhere. But where is the problem? I am doing well, and I hope you are doing well too. So, yeah. I didn't lose it. It's in here somewhere. You know how you call yourself putting stuff away and you put it too far away? You put it too far away, and then when you need it, you can't find it. That's my position right now. So, even though I'm not trying to drive myself crazy in my own head, I am going crazy in my own head because I'm like, I'm going to see my friend, okay? And when I realized I had to cancel the appointment, what I did was I Googled whether I can still, because I'm taking the Amtrak. So I Googled whether I would need real ID for that purpose. Now, it said I didn't. Oh, here we go with the noise. Here we go. Hold on. Exactly. Like clockwork. Okay. I'm like, damn. So, I did Google to see if I would need my real ID to purchase the ticket and all that stuff. It said no. It said no. But I don't trust that. So what I did was, and I had no idea that you had to make an appointment to get your birth certificate. I had no idea. I guess you just can't walk in and, like it used to be before COVID. You could walk in, give them your ID, fill out the paper, you know, answer a few questions, pay, and get your birth certificate. It's not like that now. No, it's not at the courthouse. Um, where I live in New York. So I thought it was Worth Street, but it's not. They don't have it at Worth Street anymore. It's at 45 Lafayette Street. And I had no idea. I had no idea. So it was a good thing, that I just went on, made the appointment, and I will be there next month. Now, this is killing me, right? This is killing me. I get my infusion on the 3rd of July, and on the 8th, I have to go down there and get my birth certificate. So hopefully, I'm going to tear up this house a little bit more. So hopefully I can find it and, cancel that appointment. But I said, okay, I had to cancel the Real ID appointment, right? Do you know they have no appointments in July? They have no appointments in July, so I have to go in August. I'm so mad at myself. I don't know what to do, child. I'm just done. I'm just done. I'm just done. All these new rules going on, and you gotta make an appointment for this, you gotta make an appointment for that. I'm like, okay. So my thing is, I don't want to take a chance on going. I don't want to take a chance on going to visit my friend and going to all the way down to the Amtrak office to get the ticket, and I whip out my ID and it's not a real ID. You understand? Then that's just going to cause me a whole lot of more headache. So I just said, you know what? You made these 2 appointments. You're going to get there. I will get there. I really wanted to be there by the 4th of July. I really did, but that's not going to happen. So I'm looking at late August. That's what I'm looking at right now. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And at least during that time, I'll be able to get me a suitcase, because I don't have a suitcase. I donated my other one, because it was just too big. And if you have a big suitcase, then you're gonna put more stuff in there and make it heavier and all that mess. So I'm like, nope. I donated it, and now I have to get another one. So I will get another suitcase before August, before I'm getting ready to leave. Let's put it that way. And that gives me a little bit more time to shop for a couple of things. But in any instance, I'm still pissed at myself because I'm so damn responsible. But this can happen to anyone. This is what I keep saying to myself. This can happen to anyone, not just you, but anyone. So that has been the whole thing. You know what I mean? The whole enchilada. So that's what I've been hold on. Okay, all right. There's been so many things going on around here. I swear to God, I just don't know what's going on. But this is the recap episode 24. Okay, so I'm gonna get into this and do it, and then I'm gonna go and finish trying to find this birth certificate. Okay, so last Monday, which was 6/9/25, the thought for that day was there is only one rule for being a good talker, and that is learn to listen. That's what that is. And I completely agree with that because if you are talking all the time, you're not listening. You know what I mean? You have two ears and one mouth for a reason. So the question for that day was name something that eats up most of your time that you would like to change. Name something that eats up most of your time that you would like to change. Hmm. I really can't think of anything. I really can't because I'll be multitasking. Sometimes I'll do a puzzle. Sometimes I'll do some diamond painting. Your job. That's your answer. Your job, huh? Okay, I can get with that. I mean, I'm not working, but I can relate. Um there isn't anything because I don't watch TV all the time. I can say this. Oh, you can do this at home. I get it. I get you. I get you. I get I get you. Um I would like to be faster in my creating when I'm creating a card. That takes up a lot of time. For me, it's a lot of thought because I don't want to do what someone else did. And most of the time, you do what someone else did, you don't want to do it right on down to the same thing. You want to put your twist on it, you know? So I got to think about a twist, you know what I mean? And that takes some time. So I can say that. I wish I could do that a little bit faster. Okay. So moving on to Wednesday, 6/11/25. The thought for that day was Freedom consists of not doing what we like, but in having the right to do what we ought to do. A lot of people say I'm free to do what the hell I want. That's not necessarily true, depending on what you want to do. I'll put that in there, depending on what you want to do. So I kind of agree with that one. Okay. The question for that day, 6/11/25, was how blunt are you? And what is the boldest thing you have ever said to someone? Now, the way I operate is if me and a person are having a conversation and they actually want my opinion, I'll say, do you want me to tell you the truth? Let's say my friend and I are going out, right? And she pulls out this dress, and I didn't see the dress until she came out with it on. And she says, I like this dress. This is my favorite dress. And I am just looking at her. And she says, well, what's wrong? And I'll go, do you want me to tell you the truth? Do you want me to tell you the truth? And she'll most of the time say, yeah, say what's on your mind, friend. And here's where the bluntness comes in at. That is an ugly dress. Put it back in the, no, matter of fact, don't put it back in the closet. Burn it. Go back in there and find something else to wear. That's an ugly dress. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best example I could give. But sometimes in a conversation, it depends on who I'm talking to. And now we're having a conversation back and forth, and they'll say, well, what do you think? And I always pause when somebody says, what do you think? Because it depends on who you're talking to. It depends on who you're talking to. Now, if you're talking to a best friend that you've had for a million years, you can be as blunt as you want to be, and you've been friends for a million years for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So you should be able to say anything to them. And, they know you're saying it out of love. You're not saying it to tear them down or anything like that. But if it's someone that I've seen on occasions where I've gone to like parties or something like that, and we're having a conversation, and they go, well, what do you think? And I go, me? You asking me what I think? That's what you go? You said, I say, no, ma'am, that's not it. Go pick something else out. But see, they gonna put that dress back in the closet. They gonna wear it again. So, oh God, here we go again. Hold on. all this traffic at the time that I go live, I bet you if I change my time that I go live, it would still be the same thing. Yeah, so if someone asks me and I've only seen them on occasion at parties or gatherings or something like that, and they said, "What do you think?" Uh-oh. I had an ugly dress that my baby daddy brought. I put it on. I put it in the back of my closet. Why did my sister-in-law want it? I gave it to her. See, what might be ugly to you may not be ugly to her. You know what I'm saying? But I always ask people, you asking me what I think? Do you really want to know what I think? Do you? Sometimes they'll be like, nah, that's all right. And then other times they'll be like, yeah, tell me what you think. And then I go, all right, I'm telling you, you was wrong. You was wrong. You shouldn't have said that. Or you was wrong. You shouldn't have did that. You need to go apologize. Something along that line. Okay. Exactly. Don't ask me then. They'll go, no. No. That's all right. And I'll go, okay, because you know how I am. You know how I am. I'm gonna say it. If you ask me and I say, do you really want me to tell you what I think? Do you really? So okay, that was 6/11/25, and we are on to Friday, 6/13/25. The thought for that day was, when you are being a blessing, God makes sure you are always blessed in abundance. I cannot see anything wrong with that. That is true as far as I'm concerned. That is the truth. So, the question for that day, that's right, amen. The question for that day was, what word or phrase do you overuse? What word or phrase do you overuse? And the word or the phrase, the word that I use, that I overuse, and I hear a lot of people using it, is two letters. I overuse that, and I have done it so long. I really, really try when I go out in the world not not to say it all the time, but I hear it here on the internet a lot. When I'm listening to a video or something like that, you can guarantee that someone is going to say in their video. I'm just saying, drives my sister crazy. Oh my God. I used to say that. I'm just saying, I'm just saying. That dress is ugly. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? So that's another one I overuse. You know what I'm saying? I'll say, yeah, that dress is ugly and you need to burn it. You know what I'm saying? I say that phrase a lot, as well as I hear a lot of people say I hear more people saying than I'm just saying. So those are my two. I say a lot, and I say See, I did it right there. I just did it. I also say, I'm just saying. So those are my two phrases. And that is the recap for 6/9/25, 6/11/25, and 6/13/25. That's it. That was quick. And I want to thank you, Sonia J, for showing up as usual. Thank you so much for your support. I really, really, really appreciate you. I really do. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for showing out. And I want you to take great care. Be blessed. Never, ever stressed. And stay safe always. Yes, ma'am. Stay safe always, because this world is crazy. It's another reason why I gotta get my real ID, because the orange man talking about he getting ready to send ICE to New York. And I listen, I'm an American. Okay. But I want to have my real ID. Just in case they say whip it out, and I can whip it out and you can go on about your business and leave me alone. Anyway, take great care, be blessed, never stressed, and stay safe always. And I will be putting up the question of the day for today in a few minutes. Take care. Talk to you later. Peace.